Okay guys, so macros. I'm going to try to make this video as quick as possible to try to explain to you guys what macros are, but I'd really love for you to read my ebook once I get it out to you, and hopefully join my macro group to really understand what macros are and then apply them, so you can let me coach you through it, because it's one thing to understand them, but then applying them every day, you're going to have a lot of questions. You're going to have questions about what to eat, what if something is a macro, if it's not. So I would love for you to watch this video, but if you really want more help in understanding it, reach out to me, send me an email, fitcutmom@gmail.com, or read my ebook. It's going to be out very soon if it's not already by the time you watch this. And if you're in my group, you get my ebook throughout the group as part of your information. So now macros. Macronutrients are proteins, carbs, and fats. The three main nutrients that you get in your fruit. Your food. Micronutrients, you're going to hear about those. Those are the vitamins and minerals that you get from your food. Those are not what we're worried about right now, because as long as your macros are balanced and you eat the right ones, your micronutrients will be too. So macros, M-A-C-R-O's. There's three of them: protein, fats, and carbs. Those are the three things you need in your diet every single day in order to be balanced, get enough nutrients, and be able to lose weight, maintain weight, or gain healthy weight. And you have to have a good ratio for those three in order to be able to lose, maintain, or gain. And it'll be different for each one of those goals. Now, what are the macros? So proteins. So many people don't know what this is. You may or may not. Proteins are your, most of your, weird to say this, but your animals that you eat. Beef, poultry, fish, all of that is protein. Salmon, tilapia, chicken, turkey, all of that is protein. Eggs are a combination of protein and fats because of the yolk, but egg whites are only protein because they have no fat, so those are also protein. Cottage cheese is a protein. Plain Greek yogurt is a protein. Those are examples of proteins, healthy proteins. A hamburger patty in an In-N-Out burger, that's a protein. It also has fat though, so it has two macros in it. So those are some proteins. You have lean proteins, which are your chicken breast, turkey breast, tilapia, and then you have your fatty proteins that have two macros in them. Salmon has fat in it, so that's protein and carbs. And so does a burger patty from In-N-Out. So that's protein and carbs. Now, as far as fats, your fats are your oils, your dressings, your seeds, and your nuts, and also avocado. Avocado has fat in it. So anything that has that in it is a fat. So can you have guacamole? Absolutely, you can have it because it's part of your fats. If you have a grilled chicken sandwich with chicken breast, protein, and cheese on top, cheese is a fat. So you have protein and fat in that. Now, if you add the bun, you have protein, fat, and carbs. Can you have a grilled chicken sandwich with cheese in a bun? Abso-freaking-lutely. You just have to figure that into your macros. Once you read my book and you figure out how to get the ratio and how to see it in like a little pie graph, it's going to be so much easier. But so far, for now, I want you to learn what macros are. So we've learned what proteins are and what fats. Carbs are the more difficult ones to understand. And I'm in my office in my car right now in the heat, so excuse me for that. But carbs are a little bit harder to understand because they encompass so much. So carbs are most of what you already know are carbs. Breads, crackers, cookies, cereal, rice. Quinoa is also a carb. I know it has some protein, but for the sake of macros, we count it as a carb. Beans are a carb. What else? All fruits are carbs. I know to some people this is shocking, but fruits are all sugar. Sugar is a carb. So yes, all fruits are carbs. Vegetables, those are carbs too. We have our starchy vegetables, which we want to not have as many of. Potatoes, sweet potatoes, squash, corn, peas, and then we have our other vegetables that are not starchy, our leafy greens, which in my book are unlimited. You cannot get fat from eating too many leaves, people. So the leaves, you eat them as much as you want to. Cucumber, celery, tomato is a fruit because it has seeds, but it's still considered a vegetable in my book, and that's also a carb. So those are your carbs. You have carbs that we love to eat sometimes, but we think are off limits. They're not. You can still incorporate them, and that's where it fits into the IIF YM, if it fits your macros flexible eating plan. All of this can fit your macros as long as you make it fit. Meaning, if you want ice cream, what is ice cream? Well, ice cream has sugar in it, so that's part of a carb. It also has fats, so that's fats. Really doesn't have protein. So what is ice cream? It's carbs and fats. So if you're going to have ice cream later tonight, you say you're going to go out to dinner and then you want to treat your kids to ice cream or your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, you're going to have to delete those fats and carbs from earlier in the day. So if you have oatmeal and, I don't know, avocado for breakfast and have some honey in that too, you're going to have to skip that and change it to something else because you're planning on having your carbs and your sugars and everything in ice cream at night. Of course, if you just have a bite or two of the ice cream, you can still have your oatmeal and your honey and your avocado, but you have a little less of it. That's how you do the if it fits your macros, and that's how you balance out the day. So my birthday's coming up. I'm gonna have a couple cocktails. I do skinny cocktails, which are usually tequila, soda, lime juice with a little stevia. Not too harmful. It's probably 70 calories worth of carbs, but I might have 2 or 3, which adds up to about 200 calories worth of carbs. That's most of my carb calories for the day. So am I gonna have oatmeal for breakfast? Nope. I'm gonna have egg whites and spinach. Am I gonna have a turkey sandwich for lunch? Nope. I'll probably have turkey breast with some broccoli and maybe some cucumbers and some avocado for some healthy fat to fill me up. But I'm not gonna have my carbs during the day because I'm planning to have them at night. That is how essentially you balance. Once you really learn what all of the proteins, fats, and carbs are, and you get a good grasp for that, it's a lot easier to balance them throughout the day and make a plan. And honestly, you have to have a plan, because if you don't have a plan, you're going to start your day eating your carbs and your sugars, and you're going to like, oh shoot, I'm going out to dinner and I want those now too. Well, hey, you got to plan ahead. If for some reason it's unexpected and you had your oatmeal or your toast for breakfast, but you also want your carbs at night, then hey, you know what? The next day, cut them out and balance them out. So there's hope. And your workouts help a little bit too. Get an extra workout during that day if you decided that you want to have carbs at night and your fats at night, but you also had them in the morning. So there's ways to balance it. And I'm going to teach you guys that if you're in my group. I'm going to teach you how to track your carbs, how to figure out what your BMR, your basic metabolic rate is. That's how many calories you burn just sitting, and then you add your total calorie expenditure at the end of the day. Once you get those numbers together, it gives you how many calories you need per day, and it also gives you your target carb, protein, and fats amount. Once you have that, you just use an app to track your protein, carbs, and fats, and it gives you a visual, like a pie chart of where your fats, carbs, and proteins are throughout the day, so it's easier to track. Another thing that I love that I used to work on for me on portion control is the little portion fix containers. I'm sure you've seen them. They're plastic. They're green, yellow, red, purple. Yes, it helps to track your macros and see that, but you also want to learn portion control, because if you don't, you're going to have too many of your macros early on in the day, and then you're going to be hungry at night, or you're going to have too much of it all at once and then hungry later on, just like I said. So I teach that in the group and in the book too. So you need to kind of learn all of that to understand what macros are, and that's what I try to get through in the book and in my groups. So I hope this made sense to you. It's just a brief, basic understanding of what macros are, but if you really want to learn them and apply them and have a month to practice them with coaching help, so that you post what you're eating, you post what you're gonna, what you ate for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a snack, I help you in my groups. This is posted in my group, so most of you are doing that now if you're seeing it. If you're not in it and you want to be a part of it, or if you have friends that do, add them in, because that support is going to help you learn them better. A lot of you that have been in my groups already understand that. It gives you feedback, and then when you read other people's posts and their feedback, not only does it help you with food ideas and macro ideas, it also helps you see my feedback to them, so that if you have that question later, it's answered. So, I'm sweaty as heck. I just got done with my workout and went grocery shopping. But if you have any questions, if you want to join my group, if you want the macro ebook, if you need anything, please let me know. Email me. Whatever you need to do, contact me on Instagram, FitCopMom. but reach out because macros are huge. They've changed my life. I yo-yo dieted for at least 20 years. I had an eating disorder that almost killed me, and I battled for 20 plus years, and this is what helped me. This and those little colored containers that saved my life. Workouts help. Yes, you can work out, but it's extra credit. You're not going to lose your 20, 30, 40 pounds with workouts. You're going to lose it with nutrition. So have a great day. Reach out if you need help. And if you're in my group, please post below your takeaways from this video. Did you learn something? Was it helpful? What more do you want to know? And are you excited to keep going? Because I used to be a teacher and I still have my credential and I love teaching and I want to be effective. I want to make sure you guys are getting it. So, bye. Have a great day.